What's poppin', y'all?
Hey.
Welcome back to my channel.
We back.
I'm back here with my queen, you know what I mean? My other half, you know what I mean? We're back in this bitch. I appreciate every single one of y'all for tuning in once again. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Flame sparked up. We here to talk about the North Node of Leo and Aquarius. And, you know, the polar opposites, their energies, and what we can do to balance them out in this life. And also explaining the karma that we bring from the South Node. And, you know, what we have to accomplish within the circumstances of the North Nodes that we walk into. So, we're going to get straight into it. Like I said, I'm a motherfucking impulsive. So is my queen.
A little more control. Just
Mastery is there, you know. Okay, anyways.
Thank you, baby.
Hopping into the, you know, South Node in Aquarius. This means that this is a person that in their past life was someone that was very humanitarian, had a lot of attributes about them that was very giving. You know what I mean? Detached but connected to people because they had the bigger perception of the whole world, and they want the evolution of the world as one, as a whole. You know, it's also the number 11, the 11th house, so that signifies the networking of the population in general. So that's why it gives Aquarius a humanitarian feel to it. It's, you know, it's the master in a way. You know what I mean? So Aquarius is someone that is very introverted. Someone that likes to stay with themselves and not really deal with the external unless they are on purpose for something bigger than themselves. That's the only reason they're gonna come down here. Because normally, for them, it's very normal to just stay outside the box. There's a box, but they like to stay outside unless, you know, like I said, they feel they need to come down and, you know, help people. Because that's the only reason they actually like being here, period. And to be an individual, because it's ruled by Uranus. So this gives them like an edge when it comes to being unique, original, something that you've never seen before, something you've never felt before. That's gonna be Uranus, like A1, you know what I mean? So basically, they have to learn to kind of stop pushing people into the spotlight, because that's what they always do. They go out there and they're the like people that stay behind the scenes and make sure that they get their loved ones to get the spotlight and their dreams on the fucking stage and all that shit, you know what I mean? Forgetting about their own dreams because they're too busy helping others. You know what I mean? That's like humanitarian shit. But in this life, when they have a Leo node, Leo North node, they're here to completely take that spotlight for themselves. Because the sun energy in itself is the illuminator. It's literally like, it illuminates the whole realm itself. You know what I mean? When the sun is in a certain house or in a certain area, all the attention is on it. And a South Node in Aquarius needs to learn to be comfortable in the spotlight. But the only reason they're not comfortable is because, you know, Aquarius is introverted. So they're not comfortable with being outside. But Leo is bringing them out of their comfort zone and being like, all right, you done the behind the scenes now. Now it's time to be in the external and show that you're a star. Aquarius is the star. And Leo, you know, is a star as well, but it's like not the star. You know what I mean? Especially in this time of an age of Aquarius itself. You know what I mean? So that Leo is really gonna push the Aquarius South Node to get uncomfortable and onto the stage and express their true self.
That is crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now we can explain how to like balance the two though. You know,
Yeah. Honestly, like, it's important, again, not to get too lost in your north or your south, because if you get too lost in that Leo North Node, it's like you might become narcissistic, you know what I mean? And I feel like to a certain degree, Aquarians can be like people pleasers too, like, you know how you said how you want to push others, or like, not you, but he is the Aquarius person, but you know, Aquarians like to push others, but it's like, if they get too stuck in their north node, then they're gonna just be all about them. So creating that equilibrium between heart and mind, I think, is huge, because like Aquarius is the mental realm, that's air, and then Leo is the heart, it's that sun, right? that's why you see Jesus with that heart in between, is with fire. You know what I mean? So it's like, again, balancing the heart and the mind, I think, is so big for that Aquarian South Node and Leo North Node, or reversed, but like balancing that heart space, because again, Aquarians can be emotionally detached, right? So learning how to not get too attached to the things that relate to your heart, but also like knowing when to detach and attach. Kind of, you know, again, balancing that heart and mind, I think, is big.
Right.
When it comes to that. So that, because you want to like, you still want to be like social and humanitarian, but that, you know, having that Leo North Node helps you not be too like self-centered. It helps you have that balance between having the spotlight, but knowing that, hey, who else is on the stage with me? You know, oh, it's this person that played that character, it's the director. Give thanks to the director and to the people that made the play. You know, not just you being the actor or the actress, but giving that credit to those on the stage with you, and those that built the empire with you. But you do get the credit, and you know, everyone knows your name, everyone knows what character you've played, so you still get that, you know, but you also are the one that's like, okay, but I didn't do it alone. You know what I mean? Having that heart-centered, expanded. So, yeah.
In every single North Node, it's very important to keep a balance and not, you know, dismiss the other completely.
Exactly. Both, you know, because like I said I'm going to say in every video, you need that South Node too. Because it's like activating your 9th chakra, right? So that chakra is where your abilities are from all your lives. So if, you know, learning how to utilize and awaken those abilities and bringing them to the present moment with what you have now, like the new abilities you're gaining with the past, like you're activating both, and like knowing when to use and how to use both in whatever realm you're in. Because it always looks different in this realm, but you can utilize all of those abilities. So utilizing those Aquarian abilities, right, with these new Leo abilities you're activating, now you're this powerful fucking like god and goddess. Hello. Hello.
Also, having an Aquarius South Node automatically means that you are not from this world. A lot of people with the Aquarius South Node are not from this realm originally, and they're here to bring what they've been in and here to put it in the spotlight. Some people have been here though, which is the version I just explained. People that are used to being behind the scenes. That's people that have been incarnated here.
Yeah.
But some people with this, you know, placement are not from this realm at all. So a lot of the time it's gonna be even more uncomfortable for them, because shit, what the fuck do I do with all of this knowledge from this realm that I ain't even, you know what I mean? How you connect? So it's gonna make them even more uncomfortable to be in the spotlight and be the sun.
Unless they trust themselves.
Right.
100%.
But yeah, y'all, this is a description, kind of like how to have an equilibrium between the Leo and the Aquarius, because the sun obviously has its daytime and then its nighttime, which is Aquarius. You know what I mean? Even though Aquarius is ruled also like by Saturn and Uranus, sun itself has like every single planet has a day and nighttime, and it's Leo and Aquarius. You know what I mean? So yeah, like Aquarius energy highly demands attention on the shit that is not paid attention to. They want to be recognized for the shit that is not looked at. Like they want to be looked at because they're different and unique. If you give them attention just because it's some shit that's common and everyone is doing just because it's cool, they're gonna be like, don't even look at me. I don't want none of that shit. They're gonna be mad actually, because they're like, you think I'm the same? Then they're gonna dismiss your ass.
Yeah, and that's why your guys are being put on stage now. Like, all right, then be the example. But again, not being emotionally detached though.
Right.
You know what I mean? But be the example of what it is to be your own fucking individual, you know?
Literally.
But with that big heart. that Leo. Like, rather you have a Leo South Node and Aquarian North Node, it's like the same, just reverse. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Learning to be more humanitarian and not always about you. Like, but also knowing that it is about you. But like, again, same thing with that stage analogy. It's like, but you're still working with others, you know? Like, and yeah, and so that's fucking dope. Like, also knowing not to be so much in the spotlight, and that's okay. Like, you can work behind the scenes and still, and you know, that really teaches you how to appreciate your own stuff, because Leos love to be appreciated. Let's just say. So like, learning how to not be appreciated as much from the outside world, but like self-validating your own worth, I think is huge when it comes to that alignment. Like,
definitely.
So if you have a Leo South Node and Aquarian North Node, that teaches you a lot about being humble, and but also knowing that you're supposed to give yourself the credit this time.
Right.
That individual, that like self, I fill my own cup, motherfucker.
Right.
Leos don't need, you know, I can be a Leo and not need that attention type shit. I give my own self that attention with that Aquarian energy.
Facts.
So the balancing of energies.
Mm-hmm.
You can see in so many ways. That's the thing. Just make sure the perspective you see these nodes in work for you. That's really the main key to everything.
You gotta use the alignments. Don't let the alignments use you. That's where you get washed up under the current. All types of shit. Nah, I mean,
It
but
happens to us all, though.
yeah, like we talking about this shit, but damn, we get fucked up so many times. Like,
but we learning, babe.
Yeah.
We're being real too, like, you know, because like knowing about your alignments is a tool. But like you said, babe, like, don't let them use you. Create a fucking story that works for you. Like, I had to literally look at my fucking alignments and be like, all right, like, how can I make this make sense? Because why would I do that in this? Because that doesn't make sense.
Right.
But it's like, okay, like, what story can I add to this alignment, to this creation I created that makes sense, that can go in my favor? You know? So, because you would think that, like, so I'm a Scorpio moon, just subside real quick. Like, to a lot of people, like, that's a very hard placement, because it's like, what, the moon is asleep there or something?
It's
like,
nighttime.
Yeah, so it's like, oh, but then, like, now that I'm able to shift that story, like, oh, okay, but that gives me this ability and that, and then like this and that. Okay, well, let me focus on making my weaknesses my strength type shit. But it takes a moment-to-moment practice, guys.
That's really well explained.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah.
But anyway, so we chilled out.
So this was the description of the Aquarius South Node and the Leo North Node, what they both represent, the energies they carry singularly, individually, and how to include and incorporate the equilibrium between the both. Like, you know, a balance, you know. Like the yin yang, since we live in the goddamn physical realm and shit.
Yes.
But yeah. Yeah. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
We appreciate y'all. Stay lit.
Like the stars.
One time, y'all. Love y'all. Self-love is key, baby.